Hi, Afton. I've been looking at your ad and trying to kind of think it through a little bit. Um, I know we chose this kind of ad, we brainstormed because your demographic, I think, was a little bit older. Um, and so we were kind of trying to invoke this feeling of nostalgia. But the problem is the tagline, bringing something extra to your kitchen supplies since 1952. That's really the only thing, the only thing that the images have to relate to is that it's 1952 in this image, but it doesn't show anything extra about your salt and pepper shakers. So I think that's the route we kind of need to go through. What makes these salt and pepper shakers special? Um, and maybe along these lines, you could do something that shows them in 1952 and today. If you want to stay on that same route, you could have kind of like a split screen. Maybe divide this in half and have salt and pepper shaker over here, and then, or even the salt over here and the pepper over here. But the thing is, you would need to have something more contemporary on this side. Or maybe you could figure out how to colorize this image and have it go from kind of monochromatic to colorful over here. And like in my mind, I'm picturing these salt and pepper shakers maybe up here, like on along a timeline or something. I don't know. I feel like this is getting complicated. Like it's a kind of difficult idea. And so I'm wondering if it would be more beneficial to try to do something different. Um, Bringing something extra to your kitchen supplies. So we just need to figure out what is extra about this salt and pepper shaker combo and then have that reflected in the images. I did want to mention you need to be sure to include body copy. So that's 1 to 2 sentences about your product, and then a call to action, which is what you want your viewer to do. For instance, um, buy them or available Christmas 2018, something like that. Okay. Um, I am kind of tempted to tell you to get rid of this background image and try to find something different that would be helpful in reflecting whatever is special about the salt and pepper shakers. And part of the problem is maybe that these salt and pepper shakers aren't really that special. Like they're pretty common salt and pepper shakers, so that's why we're having trouble thinking about what makes them special. Um, the other route is if you do want to keep this same image in the background, I would probably try to put the salt and the pepper shakers in the television and maybe with a colorful background or something. Um, I still feel like that doesn't accurately reflect anything extra about them, but it would at least give you something visually interesting to look at, and the image would be blended together more instead of just placed, the salt and pepper shakers placed on another image, which is one of the goals of the assignment is having these interact together. Um, and I don't know, I'm leaning toward just getting rid of this since 1952, bringing something extra to your kitchen supplies, and then figuring out what's extra about the salt and pepper shakers. Okay. So it's still kind of hard. It's a hard concept. You might think a little bit more about your demographic. Why would they like this salt and pepper shaker? Maybe because it's classic. Maybe you could say something like a classic kitchen supplies that take you back to the good old days or something. Okay, so that tagline would maybe more accurately reflect this image back to the good old days. But then still I need to see the salt and the pepper shaker somehow interacting with this image in a way that's unexpected. Because right now they're just placed underneath the TV on a concrete floor, which is a little confusing because why are they there as opposed to in a good old kitchen or something? Okay, so if you want them in the TV or um, takes you back just like black and white TV, our kitchen supplies are classic. Or that's kind of weird. Okay, so I like the one I said earlier, but talk about how they're classic because they are, and then maybe figure out some way to have them interacting with this television even more. Or you could even have them be a part of the television. Like that would actually be kind of more along the lines of what we're looking for in terms of having the images blend together. So maybe the salt is right here and the pepper is somehow, or they're split on, maybe the salt and pepper are these sides of the television or something. And then there's a really cool image here that's retro. And so then you could say, our kitchen supplies are part of the past. Classic kitchen supplies, that could be your tagline, and then your body copy could be something about how they take you back in time. Okay, so see how we're using these salt and pepper shakers to actually interact with this then and do something surprising. That's one of the main goals of this assignment. Okay, so hopefully that helps you head in the right direction. I like your yellow. I like your type. And so you're heading in the right direction, but it's a real blending of the images that we got to continue to work on. Okay, so feel free to send me another draft of this if you want to. I'll be happy to look at it. All right, thanks, Afton.